For the linear regression project, which I haven't launched yet, you have your country assignments in here and also the template, which is copied for each of you. So you will be able to just take the copy of the template and modify that. This will tell you which country or remind you which country you have. So watch this video, then go to this link, then edit the template here. And then you can upload the template here as well. There is a rubric here. Make sure that you read it because that's what you're going to be graded on. And if you have questions on editing some of the, like how to answer some of the questions, take a look at the video, kind of zoom in on it, and you can just edit it for your own. Then you're going to go to data.un.org and scroll down a little bit. And here's the countries in your middle column. For those of you that didn't choose, I tried to stay near the top. For the purpose of demonstration, I'm going to pick the world. Then the second item down is economic indicators. And choose the data in the second row here. So you're going to need the years, 2010, 2015, and 2020, and then these three pieces of data. I'm going to be sure not to copy that B. I'm just going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it in here for a moment. So we had 2010, 2015, 2020, and then I'm going to type that data in there. So this is the year. And this was, I'm just going to copy this, GDP growth rate, and paste that in there. Now, that's our data. Now we need to create a scatter plot. So I'm going to select that data, insert, chart. Let's see if it'll give me the right one. It did not. I don't want a line chart. I want the scatter plot. And I could, at this point, I want to double check to make sure GDP is on the y-axis because that is dependent on the year. So then I want to customize series. I can adjust the size of the point at that moment if I want to. I can make it different shapes. Here's what you really need. Trend line. And label, use equation, and throw R squared in there. So here's my linear equation, the negative 0.13x, that's a times in there, plus 265. And R squared equals 0.693, which means 69% of the data is fitting to this line. The closer that is to 1, the better your line of best fit. A linear regression line is also called the line of best fit. I could change the type, but I'm not going to. For right now, we're studying lines, so I just want a line of best fit. Make sure that says linear. If you want to change the color or something, go ahead and do that. So now I have I'm just going to move this over a little bit. So I have my data here and my line, my chart. And then now I want to, if you want, you can make it smaller too. I want to answer some questions. Okay, so I jumped ahead a lot here. I inserted some rows so that you could put your name in. And then so the full heading is in there. Change the date. Change whatever period you're in. You have a title here. On your template, you have a bunch of X's. So you're going to want to change that with your country's name. And then you're going to want to answer these questions. You have room to put the data here in the chart below and then answer the questions. So you have then 12 questions that you need to answer. And so the actual URL, like if you have whatever country you have, notice it changes. So you're going to want to grab that URL. As a guide, in the video only, you can scan the answers to my questions. There's 12 questions that you're going to have to answer, and you can probably just model yours after mine. Be aware that your equation, when I first did this, I just didn't really pay attention, so I grabbed the number on the right thinking that was the y-intercept. Be aware you have the r squared in there. The equation is in the form mx plus b, but then r squared shows up after. So your y-intercept is really that number that's at the end of the equation, not the r squared. So what you're doing when you're extrapolating is your y-intercept would be year 0, which is about 2010 years before any data that you have. Okay? So your y-intercept, you really should be able to enter the equation negative, like for me, I would enter in my equation times 0 plus 265, and that would get me my equation. That means on year 0. Whereas if I changed that 0 and put it in for 2010, I should get 4.4. I have an extra 0 in there. So at 2010, I'm close to, you can see my estimated value is lower than the 4.4, but that might be a good check too, to make sure that you didn't add in an extra 0 like I just did. So add 0, we get 265, and then to estimate 2012, you should be able to type that equation in again and just put 2012 in for x, and then get the output. So extrapolating like really far away from the data is a really, really bad thing to do because it's not reliable at all. Estimating even within the variable can be questionable, but it's the most reliable between interpolating and extrapolating. Exterior extrapolation, interior interpolation. So extrapolating like 2009 would be closer than, say, year 0. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Smash that like button. You know you wanna. Come on, give it a thumbs up.